got DeMarvin Leal. If you have questions, we'll start with Sam Conn right here in the front middle.
And DeMarvin, Sam Conn from The Athletic. Those guys got 300 yards in the first half. Just what were they doing to have so much success early on?
I would say that executed the game plan a little bit better, than expected, and they just came out fast.
Questions? Let's go right here in front to Travis Brown.
Travis Brown with the Eagle. When you have Isaiah was talking a lot about self-inflicted wounds, and especially on the offensive side of the ball. But is it more frustrating, and how do you address it as a leader when it's actually some of the veteran guys and experienced guys who are making penalties and making some of the mistakes?
I say that one way to correct it is just it goes back to practice. Got to correct it in practice. Gotta just gotta put it in everybody's head. Just constantly getting after everybody when something's not going right during practice, and it just always starts in practice. So just correcting it there.
Let's go to Justin Woodard from KAGS right here in the middle in the blue.
Hey, DeMarvin, Justin, KAGS in College Station. What do you make of all the missed tackles?
Got to work on it. Starts in practice,
And also the big plays. Obviously, Burks down the sideline, and then Green. I think Hansford basically almost looked like from us, it pushed him forward, didn't even try to wrap up. You haven't given up big plays all year. Why today?
I would just say, it's just one of those days. You always win, you lose. Just got to be able to fight through it and come back together.
Let's go to Ryan from the bat and then Cedric.
Hey, DeMarvin, Ryan Faulkner with the Battalion. For Arkansas to go from scoring 17 in the first half to just 3 in the second half, what did you guys do? What changes did you make to really make that happen?
Just came back together, recouped. We made a few adjustments throughout halftime and then came back out for the second half.
Go to Cedric right here on your left.
Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. Huge games coming up against Mississippi State and Alabama. As a leader on this team, what are the conversations going to be between you and your teammates, especially the younger ones who haven't been through this?
That this, the SEC is big boy ball. You have to step up. It's the next man up every single day, and just installing everything we need to install throughout practice and getting after it together.
On your right side, you got Brent.
Brent Zwerneman, Houston Chronicle. What was the difference between Jefferson and Hornsby in terms of their quarterback play? I know Jefferson came back in later, but with Malik kind of holding it down in the meantime.
Those two guys are, amazing QBs, and I'd just say that they had a good, speed, As QBs, you don't really see that speed as much, So props to those guys for coming out and balling.
Let's go to Travis right here in front.
Yeah, Travis with the Eagle again. When Hornsby was in with that one drive there at the beginning of the fourth quarter that ended in the field goal, when you did have a backup in there, is it a little extra frustrating that you weren't able to keep points off the board on that particular drive?
You can control what you can control. And so, that just happened. It was one of those situations where it didn't work out in our favor.
Let's go in the very back to TV row to Daryl Bruffett.
DeMarvin, can you talk about, I guess, just how important it is for you guys to come out and pick up a W next week at home just because of what happened today?
It's very important. Just coming back as a whole and just getting after it is going to be something that we need to do. And, it's going to be very important just for our confidence and for those young guys to get back in there and, build their confidence again.
Stay on TV row to Mike from KAGS.
Hey, DeMarvin, Mike Lucas with KAGS. Isaiah just told us this team has to grow up quickly. Can a game like this and a loss kind of be a wake-up call for you guys to pick things up?
No question. A lot of young guys on this team and a lot of young guys that are playing as well. So I definitely say this would be a wake-up call for those guys just to get after it and to come back with a different mentality next week.
Let's go in the back to a black shirt guy.
Jordan Epp with the Battalion. When the defense changed in the second half and you went from 17 points to 0 being allowed, was the change more mental or schematic?
Wait, say that again?
With the defensive change in the second half, was it more of a mental thing or a schematic thing?
I would say just more of a. I would say it's more of a mental thing, you know. Like for those first few drives, you know, it had to come back together. So during halftime, we talked to each other, we came back and just came out together and tried to get it done in the second half.
And we'll wrap it up with Sam right here.
Marvin, two things. With their offense, I know they like to do a lot of different things. They got, wide splits from the receivers, like to do tempo. They've quarterback run. What was the most challenging part for you guys of what they did offensively from a schematic standpoint?
I would just say honestly that we had self-inflicted wounds, and there was nothing that they did better. You know, it was just execution-wise. You know, we have to get back to grabbing every little crumb throughout the game and just taking it, like, tackling, all that stuff, just taking it a little bit more serious, a lot more serious, actually, and just getting after it next week.
You're one of many veterans on this team that went through a little adversity early last season when you guys had a loss early in the year. How much can you learn from that experience, and how much can that help you guys moving forward?
A lot.
Okay, that's all we got.